man, we're back. We're back.
Kristen, what episode is it? Or last time?
Wait, I went back. Isn't this one 17? I know I said
she
last.
was like, I was right, or I was the closest. I was like, of course you went back to look.
I mean, I only know because I updated on our website.
Yeah.
I just put like the most recent ones, and I was like, wait, I may have been wrong. But
This one's 17?
I think this one might be 17. I don't know. Either way,
Anthony, you need to figure it out.
I know. I feel like that is my job. Like, that's pretty much what I'm here for, is to make sure that I know that stuff. So, yeah, apologies. But
I mean, either way, I was definitely the closest. So
I'm just going to shake my head. And
little pat on my shoulder.
Let's see.
Good job, Kristen.
I think you're right. Yeah, this is 17. Yeah, so you were wrong, right?
I was wrong.
You were wrong. All right, that feels
Everyone
better.
else wrong. Keep it coming. Go on. Give it to me.
See, this is why she's not fun.
Give it to me.
She just
with
I
this.
know,
She's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, come on.
Whatever.
Like,
yeah.
Keep it going.
Whatever.
No one's talking to you now. Anthony, how was your day?
It's been all right, except I was struggling to say the sponsors again and gibberish, but it's all right.
Bienvenue Wealth.
Yeah, tell us who our sponsors.
Say it.
Bienvenue Wealth.
I'm like,
Come on, Anthony, give it a go.
Bienvenue. Why do I say it in that accent?
Because you have a weird.
I'm embarrassed. I feel like my
accenting
face
the
is red
wrong-
right now. Like I'm embarrassed right now. This is.
Man.
I can't see the redness, but yes, it was
Grandma's
wrong.
gonna be disappointed. In
Oh.
me. Grandma, is it Grandma
She's
Cloth?
gonna-
Is she a Cloth? No, she's okay.
No.
What's the maiden name?
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Yeah.
Grandma Schwartz is gonna be
Yeah,
disappointed.
that's
in
my
me.
mom's mom.
Yeah. I met Mom in the shop.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
she
had
came
to
for your
stop
birthday.
by. She came for my birthday. We went shopping, had some fun, celebrated, and yeah, it was perfect.
What did we celebrate?
Yeah.
My birthday.
And
I turned 27 and I got engaged.
Woo! Show us.
And it's beautiful. And I
It is
love
beautiful. Congratulations.
it. He did a
Blinding.
very good
It is
job.
blinding. The lights are hitting.
I
it.
know.
Is it weird on your hand?
Yes, it is so weird, but I absolutely love it. It gets caught in my hair sometimes, and it just makes me smile. Like I would yank out all my hair and I would still smile.
I love it.
But everybody's asking, did I pick it? No, he picked out the ring. He did everything. He did all the design.
He
by
knew
himself.
it all. Wow. He's the best.
freaking
I
crushed it.
know.
My best friend. My best friend killed it. I knew he would. I knew he wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah, no, he did.
What's the countdown of when he's getting here?
Oh my gosh.
My days are
Too
boring.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he watch our episodes?
I don't think so.
What a
gets enough of
terrible
it.
fiance.
He gets enough
No,
of it.
I
Terrible fiance.
absolutely love that he's not just like
Yeah.
super,
No, yeah.
like super fan type of
Everything,
thing. He's just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, you're a real person, and he gets to know me just
Yeah.
on us
But still,
talking.
come on, Eric, you're not listening to our podcast?
No, he's probably not, but that's okay.
I thought maybe he was listening for me. But
You know, he does really like you, but
not
No.
that much. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, he gets a lot of you, so that's okay. He gets the real deal. This
Yeah.
is for the fans. The people don't get to see everything and know everything about you guys. So.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but congratulations nonetheless.
Thank you.
And happy belated. So good things have happened since our last
Man,
episode.
27. Oh my gosh.
I feel so
How old are you?
old. 26.
26.
Yeah. When do you turn 27? When's your
December.
20?
I got time.
You got time. Cocky over there.
Yeah.
I'm turning 35 this year, so let me tell you guys about the 30s.
Oh.
I feel good about it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Love that.
I do. Yeah. 30 isn't like the 30 the new 20s nowadays.
That's
Yeah.
what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were actually talking on our little bus ride from the Tepic airport to the hotel. There were a lot of beach volleyball players in there, and I mean, word got out that I was engaged. It went on Beach Volleyball World. Like, I posted about it. Everybody just kind of knew, and they were like, congratulations, congratulations. But we all started talking how crazy it is to have a relationship and playing and traveling and being all around the world, and how challenging it is.
It is very
So,
challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have so many people who have kids that are on tour that it's like, wow.
That's the
Yes.
crazy part for me.
I
how
don't
they do that.
understand
Yeah.
how they do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or
Props
like
to them.
husbands and wives are coaching each other, or they're traveling with their kids and they're coaching and they're trying to play and be a family, and it's all in one, and we're just trying to win a game. You know,
Yeah.
like it really is so challenging. I don't know how they do
You're
that.
just trying to get to
But
the
then
next airport on
at
time.
some point, I am like, it may be a better thing because it's like not just solely focused on volleyball. You do, like, after a match, your kid comes running up to you. It's like, wow,
Everything
you just
else,
lost.
yeah.
Who cares? Like, now you just have your kid. And I think obviously there are some cons to that, but I think there are some pros to, wow, it would be cool to like have your kid and just a nice little mental break from just focusing on volleyball and on your career.
Yeah. I was on a podcast yesterday called Big League Perspective, and like it was all about just different perspective shifts and things like that. And there was a topic of conversation where I used to say all the time when I was playing, I was jealous of the guys that were dads, because it's not just baseball all the time. You get to go home and have an escape and be like, oh wait, this is actually what really matters, you know? And I can forget about going 0 for 3 or getting shelled around the yard, you know? Like, so it's, I was always jealous of those people, really. So it does provide a nice, but I can't imagine, like you guys said, the stress and the chaos of it. Yeah. And like,
I will say Eric does a very good job. He is like my stress relief, and he does not talk about volleyball at all.
No, that's awesome. That's what you need.
Great.
Yeah, no, that's what you need, 100%. Yeah. That's what we were talking about, is having hobbies and things outside the sport, and just having even businesses or partners that, you know, you can go and escape and do cool stuff, get creative. Kind of reminded me of you guys doing your clothing, where you get to like connect with your fans and like design different things and just forget about volleyball for a split second, you know? It's nice.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I feel like there's so many times where we're just like on the road where we get to a tournament. We typically have like 3 or 4 days whenever we like travel somewhere just to get acclimated to the time zone and everything. So we do have like time, which we don't find ourselves having much time while we're home. Yeah. But we have time there, and it's like, what could we be doing with this time? Like, should we be making a business plan for something? Should we be like what should we be doing right now? And I feel like it is like there are so many things that we could like just spend our time doing as far as maybe a business. So if anyone has an idea, let us know.
2024 gives you a lot more options. That's what I was like. That's what we were talking about on the podcast yesterday. I was like, I was in baseball in 2014, 2010 to 2017, 18. You know, just there was options towards the end, but like today with the phones, everything, technology, it's just such a different world. So you guys definitely have so many different resources and availabilities, and businesses use athletes too, right? As business partners and influencers and all that stuff. It's how you guys make a living, on a lot of your stuff too. So it's just an interesting world. Yeah, it's cool.
It is a crazy world.
On the spot, what would you be your business? Both of you guys.
I know what Kristen wants to do. Are you?
Yeah.
You just whisper. That's incredible. What'd you whisper? Hopefully you're going to say it.
Yeah, no, Kristen was like, wouldn't it be awesome? So, grand scheme of life, I probably will not stay in Louisiana for forever.
Makes sense.
Sad.
I know.
So, I mean, in 10 years or whatever, when I move back to South Dakota so I can be around my family, she's like, I think it would be awesome if we would have a coffee shop here and a coffee shop in Sioux Falls, and they would be connected.
Wow.
And it's like, oh my goodness, we have to make business trips. So like, I guess I have to come to South Dakota for a week.
And she's only going to come when it's nice.
Yeah. Not true. Summertime.
I have said numerous times how I want to experience a blizzard.
You did go during the winter this year, right?
Yeah.
Or you saw some snow.
Yeah, we went hot tub in the snow.
Yeah, that's what we talked about it. Yeah.
That was fun.
Nice. Yeah. Wasn't full on winter though. She didn't get the full. Yeah, no.
It was such a fake. Sorry. It was. She was like, I drove in the snow. It was like 2 flurries.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up.
Kristen.
I'm grabbing the mic.
Yeah, grab the mic and tell me.
Okay,
like,
the video.
And tell me that you drove in real.
Oh no, it was not like real snow. It was snow. It was not like a downpour. However, the video made it.
Was there any snow that made it to the ground?
Yes. No. Yes. Hold up. The video 100% made it look like it was nothing. And if you ask Tracy, and Jasmine was also in the car, they said the video did not do it justice. It started to come down pretty heavily. Not
that's a Louisiana heavily. Yes, very subjective.
Yes, okay, for sure. However, again, the video did not do it justice, and it was...
There was one thing on the windshield.
It's about to get heated. That is not true.
We call that a dusting, maybe. A dusting.
It's not even a dusting.
It wasn't even a dusting? Oh my God.
So that...
Well, I bet you South Dakota dusting is probably even different than New Jersey dusting. You guys probably get more snow than we do.
There was snow on the ground. There was snow on the
ground. Like a flurry fell to the ground? True.
You're right.
I'm dead.
What did you do when there was like snow here like 6 years ago? Wasn't there like some crazy snow where it was like 2 inches?
Oh my goodness. Yes, me and Megan went and built a snowman.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you build a snowman?
It was like,
however, it was like pure ice.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It wasn't even like, so that was like snow. It was like fluffy, like you could actually like make a little snowball. This was like, okay, whatever. We had like ice. And I actually never, because we were in college and it was exam week. And I was like, they canceled exams, and it was like, yes, let's go. We went and built
we had a snow day. I was actually finishing school at that time too. It was like 2018, 19, something like that. I was finishing classes because I was there. It's funny.
Man.
Yeah, good times. The snow.
Wait,
Snow
you were
days.
in class in 2019?
I went back and finished. Yeah, I graduated because I left. So baseball, you can leave after your junior year.
Yeah.
So I had like, a 1.5 semester, or I guess 3.5 semesters left or something like that. So I guess not a half semester.
Wow, we all went
three
to school
semesters.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I was
For
there.
2019.
So I came back the fall of 17 and then 18 and then the spring of 19. Yeah, I was finishing.
Yeah, spring of 19.
Or
Wow.
fall of 19 actually.
Oh,
but you
then
probably
we
you weren't in school? Mm-mm. Oh, you came in the spring. Wow. Okay, yeah, no, we weren't in school at the same time then.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
But definitely was in school with her at some point. You
Yeah.
were freshman, sophomore-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was just the 30-year. I was like 27-year-old senior for a couple
That's
years.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun actually.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Yeah, because I was actually interested in classes too. Because I was like, oh, this is applicable to what I'm doing in
Yeah,
life.
now it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do feel like that is kind of the hard part. You should almost like go try to do something in the real world and then come back and be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is actually what I want to do. Because, I mean, I was in school and I was like, yeah, I want to do this and this. I think. I don't really know.
Yeah, you don't know until you go. That's why I was like, and it was just like I had to, of course, like I stacked all my easy classes my first 3 years and was like, I'm never coming back to school. I'm gonna play baseball forever, right? All that
Yep.
good stuff. And so I had to come back and take all the econs and like the accounting, and I'm like, oh, well, this is what I'm doing in real life. I'm managing my own money. I'm investing in businesses. I'm learning all this stuff about
Yeah.
the stock, right? So
Yeah.
It was.
So you probably actually cared a lot more.
I did. I was like actually paying attention. I felt like that like weird person in class where I was like, shh, guys, come on. I'm trying to learn.
That was me.
I feel like that is something though. Like, I feel like everyone needs to take like some sort of business class or
I
just
keep
like
telling you this.
yeah, like finance, like because everyone is gonna have to
Yeah.
do that. But I was a kinesiology major. We never did
know.
any sort of thing
Never.
like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have a CPA and we're talking about like building out a budget and forecasting, and I was doing all of this and Kristen's like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what I'm really looking at. And that
Yeah.
it really is like if I had to do a kines class, there's no way that I would be able to know anything. But for me, it was just like business basics of accounting and finance and
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I may need to go back to school.
no, but you're learning it. And then if you do go back to school, you are going to be able to just apply those things and it's going to make so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back and get an MBA maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do offer like way better classes for undergrad now because I go and speak at entrepreneurship classes in the business building. I'm like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. Like, I wish they had this when I was there. Maybe they did, and I
Yeah.
just didn't.
Yeah.
I
attention
think
to it.
my favorite business classes were when people from the real world
Yeah.
would come in and they would do like a night class, or it would be something like that you would learn exactly what you actually had to learn instead of just reading from a textbook. Because
Yeah.
for me, that's like, yeah, you're just going to memorize that and then spit it out on a test. I want to actually be able to learn it, apply it, and then
Yeah, you're hearing it
grow.
real time too. That's what I think why they asked me to come speak. And it's funny because two of Abby's interns, well, the first one, the intern like tree has come from me speaking at entrepreneurship classes. Yeah.
Wow.
She heard me there, then reached out to me like a year later and was like, hey, I need some internships. Would you guys have anything available? And I was like, actually, media side of things. She was like, oh my God, I'm taking like blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
All these different
Yeah.
things. So then she got us another one, like all these things. And I was like, that's crazy. And then at my shop, I hired a kid that actually, that I spoke at one of his entrepreneurship classes too. And he came and worked for us for a little
Wow.
while.
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah.
So it actually works.
Yeah,
It's
crazy how it all works.
Yeah, it's actually real. Yeah. But Tepic, you guys want to talk about that? Or?
Freaking Tepic.
It was a weird tournament.
It was a really weird tournament. And this was, I really am trying to find a lot of like different growth pieces, and talking with Drew has really helped. I feel like both of us, because we went into the gym completely honest and just like horribly devastated. What was that, Monday?
Yep.
We walked in and we were like, we suck. What are we supposed to do? We are just terrible. We keep losing. This is our worst two finishes. And he was
But it is hard because we're losing, but it is like, sorry.
and he said he's like, no, that is your worst two finishes. But he's like, but did you get better? And I was like, well, yeah, but we lost. And he's like, so did you go to just win or did you go to get better? Because what is your real goal? And I'm like, why are you Yoda? Why
But
are
I
you
think
just
also
brilliant?
the thing that hit me too, he was like, yeah, so let's look at your last three finishes. He was like, Doha World Tour Finals, you guys barely made it out of pool. Barely. He was like, that if you don't make it out of pool, then you get these 2 nights. Like, that's your last 3 tournaments. But it's crazy how small of a difference it goes from winning World Tour finals to getting a ninth in the tournament. There were just so many little things that if one play something goes differently, like our tournament could have looked very, very different. So it is just the way his ability just to like simplify it and just be like, oh my gosh, like that is so true. And how, it is like everyone for all sports, it's always like, oh, it's a game of inches, but it really is like,
it's like centimeters now. But
yeah,
but it really is. And then I was even, when we went back and we watched Chicago and we ended up winning the tournament, there were so many plays that we looked back and were like, that was lucky. Like, wow, we hit that ball in and it should have gone out, or they touched it or something. And now it's the exact opposite. We just have to deal with it. Yeah, and it's like mentally so frustrating. But I left the Ludwig-Lippmann game. We had lost, and for the first time in my entire athletic career, I left a game, and yes, I was so angry, but I could still smile because I was like, we did the things that we had to be better at. Yeah. And I was so pumped about that the loss, it was like, okay, yeah, we might have lost now, but we're going to win in the future because of that. Yeah. And the perspective changes because, of course, like right after the tournament, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should quit volleyball. I suck. This is never going to be good enough. Like, I'm going to just drive myself crazy. But I feel like that is a very normal thing to do as an athlete. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak from my experience.
100%.
But.
Yeah. I feel like though, like if we go and we're just like winning all these things, it's like, why even go to practice? But now it's like, we get to go just keep getting better. And I feel like that's all you can really do in life, especially as an athlete. When it is your career, you just constantly just have to go and keep getting better. So
it's that fine line of competitiveness, right? Like, it's like you're a competitor and you want to celebrate certain wins, and but learning from failure is, and I played a sport of failure where I think we've talked about this on your guys' show, but I talk about it all the time with people, and it's taught me so much about life, right? Like, if you're a batter and you walk back to the dugout 7 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer. That means you're failing double the amount of times that you're succeeding at what you're supposed to do professionally, right? Pitching's a little different, but still, if I threw 60% strikes, like, that was a good game for me. Yeah. 70 is like, damn, you had a really good game, which means 30% of the time I'm still like not doing what I'm supposed to do, right? So there's still failure that you got to learn from and things like that. So that's what all you guys are doing, is just learning and growing. So if you guys can do that right now too, and get these kind of L's out of the way and take these other wins, right, the silver linings that don't feel great but ultimately contribute to your ultimate goal, like in July you guys are going to be like where you need to be, and you guys can have some reference points to go back to and be like, we got this, so I think that's cool.
Certainly growing pains, but also growth in just mindset in life.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'm still frustrated.
We should.
That is not to say that I'm not frustrated anymore, but it really does. I go from like, oh my gosh, the world is ending, to like, this is so great, to oh crap, we still lost. Oh no, we have to get better. How are we going to do that?
And I always think of it as the law of averages, right? Like, you guys are elite players. What?
That's Drew frequently discusses law of averages.
Yeah. That's immediately what I thought of when you thought about Chicago, right? Is like, it goes certain ways and it just all evens out. And I always say that in baseball too, is right, you could be hitting the ball as hard as you can, pitching it. There's so many things that are out of your control, right? After you do what you're supposed to do. So it's just a matter of accepting the law of averages. And it also means, like, when you guys are winning too, right? Not getting too high and being like, we're the best ever, and like all that stuff too. It's hard to balance that, but it means that when it's low, not to get too low and be like, cool, we're going to bounce back soon.
Yeah. Which, and it's wild too, because it is like, gosh, we got a ninth, and it's just so wild, the perspective of, if we would have been two years ago, it's like, oh my gosh, we got a ninth in an Elite 16. It's like, heck yeah, we got into the tournament. Wow. Like, let's go. And
that is like, crazy.
It is
the same thing.
Wow.
Such a wild perspective, and just how expectations have kind of changed. But it is still, we've talked about that, like getting back to like those beginning stages of just being like excited about everything. Like, there are times we win a pool play game and we're like, okay, cool. Like, but it's like, no, we do need to celebrate.
Yes.
Like, dude, it's hard to win a game. Like,
it is, and everybody's just getting better and better. And it really, like, as soon as you said that, the Clingers, so some team that we played in our pool, and we actually beat them, and then we made it out of pool, and they were so pumped, and they were like, we got into our first Elite 16. We got 13th place.
Right.
We are so proud of our progress.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that on Instagram, I was like, that is the mindset that I want to get.
Yep.
And then you said the same thing. And then I was just...
But it's not like you don't want to be content with like,
No.
oh yeah,
right.
getting at ninth,
Right.
but it still makes it like
It's a balance.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
balance.
balance, and
That's
it's
what it
also
is.
just
Yeah.
being appreciative and just like we're doing it because we love the game,
Right.
and that just competition of it. So it's just a fun little mindset.
Yeah, and it's also it sounds cheesy sometimes, but having that gratitude gets you out of that anger mode, that frustration mode, right? Like you lose and you're mad and you're annoyed or whatever, but if you can somehow switch it to be like what you said, like a year ago, 2 years ago, we'd be celebrating this. Like we won a couple of good games, we did this really well, boom, all of a sudden your brain's in a different state, right? And now you guys can grow and figure out that growth mindset and embrace that more than, being negative and beating yourselves up and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it even just like it's wild because Huberly Brunner, they won the Tepic tournament, and just seeing them, they hadn't won an Elite 16
3 years.
And
Really?
I don't even think since it's been like an Elite 16 since like
It's
the
been
new
3 years.
yeah.
Wow.
And just seeing they've been on tour for a while, and
They've been on tour since we've been in high school.
Yeah, and
What?
seeing their
I did
level,
accidentally point that out one time.
but seeing that their level of excitement and just how they celebrated that win, it was just like, oh my goodness, this is like, it's hard to do this.
Yeah.
So again, just a different perspective.
And it's all about perspective. Perspective is so powerful. It really is. Yeah. With our new setup and stuff, I don't know if Drew would ever be down, but I think it would be super dope to get him in here. And like Abby said that, she was like, we should get Drew on the chair and like see if he would come for an episode and just kind of like spit some of these, what'd you call it? Yoda?
Yeah, he really is. He's Yoda. And it as soon as we talked in the gym, and we didn't even lift for like an hour because we were just sitting there and beating ourselves up, and he could just see that. And he was like, hey. I was like, why are you happy? We suck. But he was just like,
makes his job easier too. We got stuff to work on now.
Yeah,
Let's go.
exactly. Yeah.
like, why do you guys keep saying the same things? Maybe you're Yoda 2.0.
Well, I think he actually might have said that at when you weren't with the screening. He might have said something about that, like jokingly or something. So
Yeah,
I might have just stole it, but
Yeah. I mean, I do. I feel like for all coaches, that is like the losing it does make it easier for them.
yeah,
They're like,
absolutely.
Oh, you got to work on
we
this.
got this, and this. Yeah. Maybe you guys said it on one of the shows, but that really isn't again, I joke about being 34 years old, but the perspective that I have 10 years later from when I was 24, right, is all of that. And it allows me to apply it to business and all the things that we're growing. And I was thinking of like some of the things I tell like Abby and, even our shop and stuff like that, numbers wise and all that kind of stuff, right? It's like, guys, one day we're going to be like disappointed in these numbers, so like, let's just have some gratitude, be present. Let's enjoy this moment. We can afford to mess up a little bit and there's not as many eyes on us, right? Like, cause one day we're going to be able to not have this like room for error and stuff. And there's going to be a lot more eyes and all that kind of stuff. So it's all about perspective, all about being present. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
This is a deep one. This is
No.
deep. I like
But
it.
it's just, it's
good.
so
Yeah.
real and it's so
It is.
honest, and people see all of like the fun, shiny things that you get to do. And it really is, it like almost consumes your thought process of things all the time just because you care so much. And I would say both of us care.
No, you guys do.
An
There's a
immense
reason.
amount.
You guys work so, and like we talked about, right? You guys sacrifice so much. You guys put so much into it. You guys are away from your family, your friends. Talk about relationships and working through those things, right? Like, that's why you care so much. You're like, damn, I went all the way across there. I sacrificed this, and I didn't even win, or we came in ninth, right? It's easy to get in that mindset. So this stuff is really important, and I think it's important. That's why we do this podcast stuff, because I think it's cool for people, younger individuals, people that are aspiring, that look up to you guys, to hear this stuff and say, oh, they struggle too. This is how they battle their adversity, right? And I think it's important. And again, when we look back on this years later and we have all these files and stuff, it'll be cool.
We're
to
be like,
Yeah,
wow, why did we even get sad about
But that is
Exactly.
like
Everything's
going.
gonna be
It
fine.
is. It's wild that you say that, because it is like, yeah, we do sacrifice all these things, but it is not like we're not in it just for the wins and losses. Right. It's at the end of the day, we want to be the best players that we can be, and it doesn't matter if it's a win or loss. So would we still sacrifice all of these things even though we do go to these tournaments and get ninth? My answer is heck yeah. Because I'm just trying to be the best player I can be, and it's not dependent on if we go win this tournament or not.
I do have a question for you. Somebody asked me this in an interview, and I love when people ask a question that I haven't heard like 15 times.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you think your biggest accomplishment is in your whole entire life?
Oof.
Oh gosh.
And I was on the spot.
You're like, I've been dreaming about this.
The biggest
Yeah.
accomplishment?
Hurry up. You're in an
It
interview.
has to be like an actual accomplishment. Because I don't think there's one that is like,
Come on. You have to give an answer.
I don't know. Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah. What was yours, Tim?
Well, as soon as he asked, we were talking about the Olympics, of course, he's
Yeah.
like, this has to be your greatest accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this your greatest accomplishment? And I thought about it and I was like, in the sports world, yes, I would say this is probably the highest thing that we have achieved.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, the highest.
But is it going to be like the world's greatest accomplishment? Like my life's greatest accomplishment? I really hope not. Because I do feel like there is so much more to life
Yeah.
than going to the Olympics one time or
Yep.
winning a gold medal one time.
Yeah. I love that. I would argue that it's the inspiration that you give to people. I think it's your guys' energy, and it's why I've been like, hey, I want to do a podcast with you guys, right? To me, and again, I have some deeper perspective than you guys because
You're old.
I have some years on you, yes. And I'm also outside of my sport and in my second phase of doing things, right? So I can see what you guys are doing to people, for people, and that kind of stuff. And I was like, damn, I wish I could have had that perspective when I was playing. So I'm like, how can I like inspire you guys to see that stuff too and just see the big picture? Because I was thinking exactly what you said. Yeah, the Olympics are probably your highest, like no doubt. Let's look at the page. Like absolutely, that's what everybody wants to do. But the biggest and the most impact? Nah, I don't think so. Like that goes beyond just medals and podiums and being a professional athlete, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
think
My answer was I can't remember a single game right after it happens, let alone years later. So there's no way that can be my greatest thing. I have so many other great memories.
Yeah,
And
I would definitely say impacting someone else's life in a positive way.
Exactly.
I mean, even
inspiring.
when people reached out to us after Tepic and they're like, hey, we still got your back. Like, we're still watching. And yeah, that sucks. But like, pick yourselves up.
Yeah.
Like, we're still here. And
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the quotes, right, people say all the time is like, people might forget your name or your stats or whatever, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. And so I think both of you guys too, again, one of the things that is so exciting to me about being your partner on this stuff is, you're on the shorter side of beach volleyball players and you're one of the taller ones, right? So like, I think you guys both equally inspired different demographics of girls, right? I think it's really powerful the way you carry yourself at 6'4", 6'5", and the way you're proud of it. And I think I've just, I've dated some taller girls and I know the struggles of being a tall girl. So I think the way that you carry yourself does inspire people and shows like, hey, this is a beautiful thing. This is really great. There's grace with this. There's power in this, and the same thing with you is, how many undersized athletes want to be great and be a professional athlete, and you do that every single day. And I think I tweeted in Chicago because I was like, this is one of those tweets that I want to look back on and be like, I'm right with. But I think, honestly, your name is going to be synonymous with some of the greatest LSU athletes because you played there for so long and the track record that you had, but also the way that you're going to inspire people during the Olympics with your plays and the way that you play the game and stuff. I'm like, it's like that Steph Curry effect, right? Like, it's like nobody really expected him to do that stuff. And now every kid loves Steph Curry because they're like, I could be like that. I can shoot some threes like 20 feet behind the arc, so changing the game and that kind of stuff. So that's what I think your guys' accomplishments are and things. And I think that's why you guys inspire people too. So heavy stuff today.
This was deep.
I'm going to just go in my car and cry.
Engaged, birthday, and then mindset.
Mindset.
We went into
Tepic.
it.
Yeah, being grateful for all of the... They are seen as setbacks, but it really is like a setback to launch you forward.
Yeah, I think I set my goal for Brazil. Do you remember what did I say?
I don't know. I feel like you said, stretch.
Good stretch, Lila. She's like, it's been 30 minutes, lady.
Snoozing.
She was like, what's going on? Go. Uh-oh.
Well, this is good. She wasn't listening to me.
I was listening. As soon as you said it, I'm going to be like, yes. What was it?
What? To
Inspire?
go back to the beginning and no expectation, just being like celebrating the little things and just having fun and smiling and enjoying the fact that we get to go compete.
Yeah.
Yep. And compete with yourself, not always the other team and the wins and losses, right? To be the best athlete that you guys can be. So
Yeah.
what's next on the schedule? Were you guys here for a little while? You got some downtime? Oh.
Brasilia.
Brasilia,
Nice.
Brazil.
When's
It's
that?
the capital of Brazil.
Yeah.
We leave Saturday.
Wait, that's
So
the
it's
capital of
next week.
Brazil? Brasilia is the capital. I thought it was Rio de Janeiro. Wow. Look at me learning
Yeah.
things today.
Yeah.
Learning how to
I
speak.
didn't know that.
Learning how to speak.
However,
learning
apparently
capitals.
dengue is really rapid there, which you get from a mosquito bite. And
Oh, that sounds gnarly.
we're just going into the thick of things. So we have to go get a bunch of off bug spray. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, they have amazing acai and wonderful Brazilian steakhouses.
Yes.
And
Brazil
we
was
go
one
to
of my
Brazil.
favorite countries. Yeah. When's that?
Brazil.
we leave on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
Good thing we got this in.
It's
Yeah.
May 1st through the 5th or 6th,
Yeah,
something like that.
and then
Nice.
we come back.
Yeah,
I
start
think
off
we
May.
have about like a week and a half, and then we are off to
Huntington.
California, and then we go straight to Portugal. And it's just like from there, it's going to be.
That's when does AVP start when you said the.
Yeah,
oh,
May's
nice.
going to be a fun month.
May is going to. You're
Lot
going to
of-
blink and
lot
it's
of
going to be
competing.
Whoa.
like, bye bye.
Nice.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle